Imagine reading a point in your life where your happiness no longer risks and falls based on someone else's attention, where unanswered messages don't disturb your peace, where silence doesn't feel like projection, where being missed is no longer something you chase, but something that happens naturally. For many people, these sounds imaginable. We've been conditioned to believe that love, attention, and validation from others are the ultimate proof of our worth. That if someone desires us, tons about us, or misses us, then we matter. And if they don't, something must be wrong. But what if that benefit is the very thing keeping you emotionally trapped? This is where Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that has guided thinkers, leaders, and warriors for centuries, quietly offers a different path. Stoicism doesn't promise instant happiness or emotional numbness. Instead, it topics something far more powerful: inner stability, the ability to remove grounded regardless of external chaos, the ability to love without losing yourself. And surprisingly, this mindset doesn't make you distant or cold. It makes you magnetic. In modern relations, we often give away our emotional power without realizing it. We wait. We hope. We check our phones. We play conversions in our minds. We measure our worth through attention, through how fast someone replies, how often they reach out. There they seem to care. Stoicism invites us to pause and ask a different question. Why should someone else's behavior determine my inner state? According to Stoic philosophy, the only things truly with our control are our thoughts, our actions, and our responses. Everything else, including how others feel about us, exist outside that boundary. When we base our happiness on something we cannot control, we create suffering by design. This doesn't mean we stop caring. It means we stop clinging. Think about what happens when your happiness depends on being missed. You become reactive. You analyze every signal. You overinterpret silence. Your mood fluctuates based on external cues. This creates emotional dependence, and paradoxically, it often pushes people away. Stoicism offers an alternative: emotional independence. Not isolation, not differentiation, but strength. When you cultivate independence, you stop needing constant response. You stop performing for application. You show up as yourself, calm, grounded, and whole. And this shift changes everything. People are naturally drawn to those who don't need them to feel complete. The Stoics believe that a strong character is built through virtue, wisdom, courage, moderation, justice. These are not abstract ideas. They are daily practices. When you focus on developing your character rather than controlling issues, your confession becomes quiet and unforced. And this kind of confidence is rare. It doesn't beg. It doesn't chase. It doesn't explain itself. It simply exists. When you stop trying to make someone miss you, you reclaim your energy. Instead of directing your attention award, you invest it award into your growth, your perspective, your discipline, and your values. You begin to build a life that feels full, even in solitude. And ironically, that fullness is effectively what makes others feel your absence. People miss presence, not availability. Stoicism topics us that meaningful relationships are built on mutual respect, not emotional dependence. Love rooted in fear, fear of loss, fear of support, fear of being alone, is unstable. Love rooted in strength is calm. It allows space. It allows freedom. When you no longer fear being alone, you stop tolerating what diminishes you. You choose relations that align with your values rather than soothe your insecurities. And that choice changes the way others perceive you. Another core Stoic idea is acceptance. Acceptance doesn't mean designation. It means clarity. Accepting that people will come and go, that feelings change, that attack to outcomes creates suffering. When you truly accept this, something profound happens. You stop trying to control love. And when control disappears, authenticity appears. By focusing on self-mastery instead of emotional chasing, you develop resolution. You learn to experience emotions without being guided by them. You can feel desire without desire, connection without fear, distance without panic. This emotional balance is deeply attractive, not because it's calculated, but because it's real. So instead of asking, "How do I make them miss me?" ask yourself something far more powerful. How do I become someone who doesn't need to be missed to feel whole? That question changes the direction of your entry life. At the heart of Stoicism lies a simple, yet life-altering realization. You are not disturbed by events' themes, but by the meaning you attack to them. Someone doesn't call back. A message goes unanswered. A connection fades. These are facts. The suffering begins only when the mind adds interpretation, projection, fear, inadequacy. The Stoics understood these centuries ago. They taught that emotional freedom begins the moment you separate what happens from how you respond. This is not emotional suppression. It is emotional mastery. Emotional resilience, in Stoic philosophy, doesn't mean becoming cold or detached. It means developing the ability to experience emotions without letting them dictate your behavior. You can feel longing without acting from it. You can feel loss without collapsing under it. This inner stability creates a profound sense of independence, and independence changes the way you relate to everyone. In relations, Stoicism offers a liberating truth. You can love deeply without making your happiness dependent on another person's presence. This perspective doesn't weaken love, it tensions it. When love is not fueled by fear, it becomes honest. When connection is not rotated in need, it becomes respectful. You stop asking others to fill emotional gaps you haven't faced yourself. One of the most powerful Stoic practices is the acceptance of experience. People change, feelings evolve, circumstances shift. Resisting this reality only creates suffering. By accepting experience, you gain adaptability. You learn to move with life instead of fighting it. You stop clinging to what once was and begin fully inhabiting what is. And this presence, calm, grounded, unforced, is rare in a world added to control. The Stoics believe that true power lies in self-command, not dominance over others, not manipulation, but mastery of the inner world. When you stop trying to control how others feel about you, you regain control over something far more important: your peace. Letting go of control does not mean giving up on life. It means choosing your battles wisely. You invest your energy where it matters: your character, your values, your actions. You stop negotiating your self-worth with external application. And in doing so, something unexpected happens. You become steady, predictable in your values, unshaken by consistency. People sense this. This is why Stoicism isn't about playing games to make someone miss you. It's about becoming someone who remains whole. There they stay or leave. When you live from this place, absence speaks louder than effort ever could. The Stoics taught that meaning is not found in attention, status, or validation. It is found in virtual, in living in alignment with your principles regardless of circuits. A meaningful life is not loud, it is consistent. It's built through small daily acts of discipline, reflection, gratitude, and honor. Through choosing integration over application, calm over chaos. Suffering, according to Stoicism, is not something to fear. It is something to learn from. Setbacks reveal character. Loss revels attack. Silence revels where dependence once lived. When you stop resisting discomfort, it stops controlling you. In practice, Stoic living is simple, but not easy. It's choosing reflection over reaction, presence over obsession, growth over validation. It's learning to sit with yourself without distribution, without performance, and finding peace there. As you cultivate this inner strength, relations change naturally. You connect more deeply because you are no longer afraid to lose. You listen without sensitivity. You love without possession. And paradoxically, when you no longer need to be missed, you often are. The Stoics understood something modern culture often forgets. Freedom begins inside. Not when someone chooses you, not when attention is given, but when your sense of worth no longer waits for permission. So as you move forward, remember this. You don't need to chase connection. You don't need to force absence to be felt. You don't need to be validated to be valid. Build a life rotated in virtual, clarity, and self-respect. That is Stoicism. That is strength. And that is where true peace begins. If this way of thinking speaks to you, subscribe to Interesting Facts. Here we explore timeless philosophy, deep ideas, and practical wisdom for modern life. Stay with us and continue the journey award.